Here are the 5 differentiating aspects between the rich versus the poor. The first differentiator is that the rich have abundance mindset, whereas the poor think that money is a scarce thing. Look here, guys. Most of the times, the life we live is actually a manifestation of what you believe and also what your work ethic is. You see, the rich out there know that money is abundant. They know that they can be able to use money to build more and more money. It is as simple as that. If you have abundance mindset, you're gonna go out there and do big things, knowing that actually they're gonna result in you getting bigger and bigger results. As opposed to, for example, a poor person. To give you an example, a poor person, for example, gets 100,000 Kenya shillings or even so 1,000 US dollars. They're gonna be thinking about how they can live a miser's life for the next maybe a few months in pursuit of survival. Whereas the rich is gonna be thinking about how best they can be able to increase the money they have at hand, because they know out there is money, and in fact it is in plenty. So they go after it and be sure, because of the right mindset around abundance, they're gonna be able to get what they plan to get. Okay? And then the second differentiator between the rich versus the poor is that the rich focus on assets and also investing, whereas the poor focus on accumulating debt and also getting into useless liabilities. What do I mean? For you to be able to make money, you need to understand how the money flow or the money cycle works. Look here, guys. People out there are working to get an income. Once they get an income, of course, they have different expenditures which they incur. For example, a roof over their head. For example, monies for groceries. For example, school fees, you name it. Beyond that, also, they have the option of investing in different investments out there, or even so acquiring assets if they can. And even worse still, they have the option of borrowing, even if it is borrowing for bad purposes. The rich know very well the magic is in the assets. The magic is investing. That's the only way you can be able to increase your income. And I'm saying so because in case you put your money on business, you're gonna be able to get profit. In case you put your money down on real estate, you're gonna be able to get rental income. In case you invest in the stock market, you're bound to get dividends and even so see your investment grow over time as companies are growing. That is what the rich people out there focus on. Whereas the poor out there are focusing on, for example, borrowing money to survive, borrowing money for frivolous purposes out there, borrowing money to even assist their remotest of relatives out there. And that's why they get trapped in the paycheck to paycheck cycle. As opposed to focusing on assets, they are focusing on debts and liabilities. And then the third differentiator between the rich versus the poor is that the rich focus on creating value network, whereas poor people out there focus on impressing millions of strangers. What do I mean? When you take a look at very carefully, you're going to realize the rich people out there dress very modestly, very simple but smart dressing, and of course, they focus their energies on actually networking with other value people out there. They focus their energies on creating as opposed to being consumers. Whereas the poor people out there focus on consumerism. They consume a lot of what is produced, and even so, unfortunately, they are seeking validation from strangers. That's why you find, for example, out there, you find a poor person maybe getting 1,000 US dollars. They're gonna spend half of this money on acquiring new clothes. Whereas a rich person out there, for example, gets $1,000 US, they're gonna push even more than half of this amount into their stock portfolio, because they know over time it is their respective investments which are gonna add to their incomes. They understand how money grows. So from today, stop focusing on just being a consumer, rather think about investing and also possibly being a producer. Okay? And then the fourth key differentiator between the rich versus the poor is that the rich focus on building a system. They build a pipeline which is going to give them money over time. Think about it. A rich person out there can start, for example, investing in stock portfolios. Over time, they're going to open their own investment company. Over time, they're going to open different production entities. And by that, they're going to be able to hire the most brilliant of people out there to work for them. In essence, bright people are going to be working for them. They're going to be paying them salaries. They're going to be supporting their families in different aspects. And they're going to be trading their time to support this rich person realize their goals, realize their ambitions. Whereas a poor person mindset stops at being an employee. In other words, once they are on payroll, they are getting paid a given amount of money, they are 100% okay, which unfortunately is the main undoing of the poor people, because they focus on being comfortable in being employed. They are not going out there, for example, to think about even them being producers, even them building a system which is going to work for them. From today, start thinking about how best you too can build a system which can work for you. And then the fifth and last key differentiator between the rich people and the poor people is that the rich people are constantly looking for knowledge to continuously improve, whereas the poor people are contented. Guys, the magic is in books. The magic is in you acquiring knowledge. Acquire knowledge for you to be able to continuously be a better person, to continuously create. Don't be contented with where you are. Continue upskilling, whether formally or informally. And you too can be able to build wealth. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I look forward to share with you other videos. Bye-bye.